Alright guys, I am super pumped to create this video. It's been on my agenda for a while. Basically, we're going to dive deep into the secrets to optimizing your brain so that you think more clearly than the guy in Limitless. You boost your mental endurance so you don't just get mental fog throughout your day and can't think clearly. And we're going to boost your mood and rewire your brain into a powerhouse so that you become a super achiever like Mark Cuban. Now, to do this, we're basically going to go into two different areas of optimizing your brain. The first is what I call mental optimization, or acquiring the mind of a conqueror. This is where you're essentially going to conquer your thoughts, mood, and productivity. You see, most people, they wander through their life with their mind fully clouded in self-doubt and negative thoughts, which cuts into their happiness, confidence, and potential, like a knife slicing through a warm slab of butter. I mean, have you ever noticed that when you have negative thoughts in your head, you start to feel sad or you have negative emotions tied with it? Think back to a time where maybe you said something embarrassing to your crush, or did something embarrassing, or you just failed. Well, have you noticed that when you have these thoughts in your head of like negative events, you start to have negative emotions with that? And have you ever noticed that when you have positive thoughts in your head, you think back to a time where you were successful at something, you excelled in an area. Maybe it was school, a video game, a sports team, whatever it was. When you think back to these successes, these happy and positive events, you start to feel happy. You start to have positive emotions. That's because your thoughts have a direct correlation on your mood. But to be honest, acquiring the mind of a conqueror is going to do much more than just boost your mood. It's going to turn you into a super achiever that is ultra productive so that you crush all your goals and gain unparalleled confidence like Grant Cardone, Joe Rogan, or Gary Vee. You see, most people, they get caught in this trap where they tell themselves they're going to do something that will improve their life, like working out consistently, eating healthier, or being more productive. And what usually happens is for the first few days, everything goes great. They're sticking to their word. They're doing the things that will improve their life, and they feel amazing because of it. But then one day they stop doing what they tell themselves they're going to do. And eventually, after like a few weeks, they're back into their old patterns and ruts of not working out or not eating healthy, or back into their habit of being unproductive. Now, you might find yourself doing this too. Like, think back to your New Year's resolution. Well, let me guess what happened. You probably started off strong for like a week or two, and you were making progress towards your New Year's resolution, but then one day you skipped the gym or you stopped doing what you told yourself you'd do, and then a week after that, you're back into your old habits. And really, this keeps people in a place where they feel hopeless and stuck. No matter how bad they want to change, they don't get it. Keeps them stuck in a life of mediocrity. In fact, we call the people that get stuck in this vicious cycle the trapped string beans. Now look, I know that's a funny name, but really, that's what these people are. They're trapped string beans. No matter how badly they want to escape this vicious cycle, they never do. And that keeps them trapped in this life of mediocrity. But the reality is that they're trapped because of how their brain is programmed. And with one small tweak, they can escape this vicious cycle. You see, you have two parts of your brain. You have the left or conscious. I think actually this is going to be your left because the camera's going to flip it. So this is my right hand. But anyways, you have the left or prefrontal cortex part of your brain, and that's like your conscious thinking. Then you have your right or subconscious or reptilian part of the brain, which actually controls 90 to 95% of your decisions you make in your entire day. Now, I want you to think back to the last time you were driving and you just zoned out. Like maybe you're coming home from work or something, or groceries, and you zone out for like a few minutes, then all of a sudden you're back home and you're just like, wait, how did I get here? I was not consciously aware of what was going on. I was zoned out, you know? That's because of your subconscious mind. And think back to a time when you're driving and you pull up to a red light or a stop sign or something. I mean, you don't consciously sit there and go, okay, that's a stop sign, I need to stop. No, you just do it, and that's because of your subconscious mind. And how your subconscious mind gets you to take action is through your habits. So basically what happens with most people in these trapped string beans is they consciously say they're going to make change, that they're going to change their actions and behaviors, but they've already programmed their subconscious mind through their habits to not do those things. So basically their conscious mind is telling them to make change, and their subconscious mind is telling them not to make change, and they get into what I call the brain battle. And both parts of their brain are battling against each other. Now, which do you think wins that battle? Yep, your subconscious mind, or the habits it has created, which is why you always fall back into your old patterns and ruts. And that's why in the new era of health, we have you acquire the mind of a conqueror. We're getting your conscious part of your mind to work with your subconscious part of your mind. And only when that happens do you create real and everlasting change. So that's the first way in which we optimize your brain. We're really conquering the power of your mind. Now, the second way we do it is what I call physical optimization, which is where we profoundly increase your mental clarity, endurance, and mood. And we do this through working out and eating like a conqueror. Essentially, we're tapping into how you are hardwired as a human through exercise and nutrition. You see, in the new era of health, we have every single conqueror do secret workouts from your ancestors and eat specific foods that will deliver more oxygen to your brain so that you think more clearly, or to build the metabolic state to use your physical fat for energy so that you have clean, consistent, and potent energy throughout your day rather than crashing. I mean, a lot of these people, they go throughout their day, and then as soon as one or two comes rolling around, all of a sudden it feels like they get hit super hard. They have low energy, they get mental fog, and they almost feel like a zombie. Well, when you build the metabolic state to use fat for energy, that won't happen to you anymore. And then one other thing that's going to happen is you're going to get optimal hormone levels so that you simply feel amazing. Now, the reality is that these foods and exercises will strengthen the synapses of your brain to boost your cognitive function. And to be honest, these foods are going to do much more in helping you optimize your body and brain. And they're also going to help you get a lean, powerful, and attractive body like Zac Efron's. Now, you might be wondering, okay, who am I, or how do I know that this protocol will work? Why should you trust me? And I get that. That's a great question. There's tons of online gurus and fitness people telling you to do X, Y, and Z, and this will happen. And a lot of them, they're BS. So I'm going to answer this on why I know this protocol and 3-step system will help you optimize your brain. And it's because when I was 21 years old, I was stabbed in the throat, chest, and arm. You can see it right here. This guy had a chef knife, one of the ones it's bigger, closer to the handle. Came up behind me, it went halfway through my throat, stabbed me right here, and then he actually punctured my lung and sliced my muscle right here. I should absolutely be dead. It's a miracle that I'm alive, but I woke up 7 days later from an induced coma. I was living off tubes. If you unplug the tubes, you unplug me. That's the end of my life. And while I was alive, I was in the most broken state possible. I was living off tubes. I couldn't talk, so I had to write everything down. My legs stopped working just from being in that induced coma. My legs forgot how to work, so I had to relearn how to walk, how to gain strength in them. I lost every ounce of muscle that I had. I'm 6 foot, and I weighed 132 or 133. Besides that, it was my confidence disappeared like a quarter in the magic show. I was plagued with negative thoughts and self-doubt. Every day I was fighting myself in my head. I thought my potential in life was gone like that. Just in a flash of my eye, my life was just shattered. And it's because of this that I had to relearn how to build myself up. I had two options. I could have just quit and played victim for the rest of my life, or I had to relearn how to build myself up. And in order to build myself up, the first thing I needed to do was conquer the power of my mind, because I found myself not doing the things that I know I should do. I wasn't working out even though I told myself I would. I wasn't eating healthy even though I told myself I would. And so the foundation of all change in your life starts with the power of your mind. So I had to learn how to reprogram my mind to become a high-performing beast that sticks to my word effortlessly. And once I started to do this, I started to feel better. I eliminated my negative thoughts that dampen my mood, that keep me stuck and feeling terrible about myself. That's a prison in itself. When you wake up every day and you have negative thoughts in your head, you don't feel good about yourself. And what's the point in having a nice body if you don't feel good about yourself and where your life is going? Now, it's after I spent about 3 months acquiring the mind of a conqueror. I streamlined the process so that people can do it in 3 weeks now. But after I acquired the mind of a conqueror, I had to rebuild my body up. And so I started working out, and I was putting on weight and stuff, but I still had mental fog. I wasn't thinking clearly. I didn't have a lot of energy throughout my day. Simple tasks like going to the bathroom felt like running a marathon. I couldn't even finish eating a meal actually because I would get so tired that I'd have to nap halfway through. And so then I started not only learning how to use exercise and nutrition to get the physique I wanted, but to boost how I feel so that I have clean, consistent, and potent energy throughout my day so that I can work out. I can go tackle my errands and to-do lists so that I'm productive and hit all my goals in life. Now it's because I spent all this time trying to rebuild myself up that I know how to optimize people's bodies and brains, how to rewire their brain into a powerhouse that will not be stopped. Now, I put all of this into a 3-step system where you acquire the mind of a conqueror, work out like a conqueror, and eat like a conqueror. And if you do these 3 simple steps, I guarantee you will rewire your body and brain into a powerhouse in 30 days or less. Now, if you want to tap into the same power, then click the link around this video and I'll send you an email and you'll get all that information there. And if you guys like this video, it would mean the world to me if you could toss it a like or leave a comment. That really helps me boost the algorithm, and ultimately it helps this video get in front of other people so that we can improve their lives together. And